Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about, recent things that have happened to me during work. And, before I get into that, I just want to address the fact that I'm sorry I've been making videos lately. I've just been really busy with, work, and whenever I get off work, I always, forget to do videos, or I'm always, busy, with other stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I can't promise I'm gonna make anything better, but yeah. So I got Kitty with me. I got a kitty with me. Anyway, so these two stories happened the week before Thanksgiving this year, obviously, and yeah. It happened within it happened within like a couple days of each other. So yeah, this first, this first, thing happened when this lady came through my line and she asked me to pack the bags lightly, and so basically what she said, pack the bags lightly because the bags suck and they're gonna rip. And I just shrugged it off. I was like, okay, whatever. So I did that. So we sell these stick butters that are kind of like bricks. Not like heavy brick, not like heavy like bricks, but they're like butter bricks, sorta. So I put like two of those in there. They weren't that heavy. I put two of those in there, and then I put like a bag of chips on top of it. Like something that wasn't that heavy on top of it. And then there's this, and then like the bag carrier that you put the bags on it, the bolts kinda, that, it's hard to explain, but the holder for the bags, the bolts that you bolt it to the what's it called? I'm a I worked there and I forgot what it's called. The Anyway, it got snagged to the bolt. But it wasn't a big snag. It was like a snag this big. It wouldn't have ripped. But I gave it to her, and as soon as I put it into the cart, she examined the bag and she goes, "Look at this. It's going to rip." That irritates me so much. So I said, whatever. I double bag it and I put it back in. So pretty much the whole time I'm bagging, I'm like double bagging it. I'm putting like three things in a bag. So basically, the entire time, she's like asking me, like, what do you want me to do? Like, put one item in each bag? Like, it was just, the whole thing was irritating. And then she was just talking about how the place was just a disaster, how she couldn't find anything. Like, lady, it's a week before Thanksgiving. Of course we're not gonna have anything because we're like in between stocks right now. Like, what do you expect? So anyway, like, that irritated me. And then there was the second one was like a really big deal. This was like my first ever complaint from a customer, and this one was kind of my fault, but you know, if you could, but like, it's just my brain isn't working right now. But if you ask like anyone, if I told, like, I was telling the story to like everyone, and almost everyone agreed that, like, oh, the woman was, like, out of line and stuff like that. Like, all my coworkers was, like, saying, like, oh, she had no right, and, like, oh my god, she was, like, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Anyway, so, I'm begging. This lady comes through my line, looks completely normal. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. Okay, she looked completely wrong. Or, she looked completely normal. Looked like there was nothing wrong with her. She had one of these carts. Okay, I call them double-decker carts because they're two tiny carts on top of each other, stacked on top of each other. We have those, and then we have the regular big carts. She had that. She had a double-decker cart, and then she comes through the line, and halfway through bagging, she goes, I should probably get another cart. Usually when I hear that, like, I didn't hear her ask me to go get her another cart. Like, if she would have been like, hey, can you go get me another cart? I would have been like, oh, yeah, sure. But she said, I should probably get another cart. Or, hey, I need another cart. Like, but I heard, hey, I should probably get another cart. And then, so I assumed that she was going to get another cart for herself. Because usually when customers say, hey, I need another cart, they usually go get it for themselves. So, yeah. But apparently, you're supposed to get it for the customers. Which, I get it. But at the same time, it was like, usually the customers get it for themselves. So, yeah. So she's staring at me. And it's like, I'm bagging your groceries, ma'am. Like, you can always ask me nicely. You don't have to, like, hint it. Like, ask me, and I will do it. But she's staring at me, and then seems like forever, she goes, fine, I'll do it. And I was already having a bad day because I did not want to be there. I was working the entire week before Thanksgiving, leading up to Thanksgiving. I was working 8-hour days, all day, every day, from Friday to Wednesday, because my off days are Thursdays. And I'm part-time. My body is not equipped for full-time, and as anyone who works knows, full-time is 8 hours. So I was very irritated because my body was in pain. And plus, I was just dealing with a bunch of little comments all day, and I was just not in the mood. I was feeling nasty. I was feeling disgusting. And she said that, and I tried so hard not to say something. I just went, and I took a big, pissed off breath, and yeah, she walked out, and I thought she was gonna grab a big cart. She comes back with 2 little double-decker carts. What's the point of that? So she comes back, and granted, I barely talk when I beg because my anxiety is so, I'm afraid to talk almost. I'm very antisocial because all through my life, I've said so many embarrassing things out of whim that I feel like I can embarrass myself at work, or I'll say the wrong thing at work, or I'll even swear at work. Like, I just feel like I'll say the wrong thing at work and get in trouble for it or something. So I just barely talk at work. So, and especially on this day when I was, not feeling okay and not feeling like, I just felt like I shouldn't have talked that day because I was just not having it. So anyway, she comes back and she looks at the cash register, or the cashier, and she goes, does she talk, or like, does she speak English or something like that? and I just speak out and I go, sorry. That's the only thing I say. I go, sorry. Because I felt like at that moment I shouldn't have said anything. That's the best thing I should have done, is not say anything, because I felt like if I would have said something, I would have said something I shouldn't have said or something. But I just said sorry just to say something, just to make her feel like I wasn't being a dumbass or I was being rude or anything. But she, after I say sorry, she goes, I just had hand surgery. And one, this lady was not wearing a hand brace, not wearing anything on her hand to show that she just had hand surgery. She doesn't have stitches on her hand, nothing to show that she just had hand surgery. Plus, she has this heavy ham that she probably shouldn't be carrying if she just had hand surgery. Like, common sense. Like, how am I supposed to know that you just had hand surgery? Like, what is the point of all this? And then I finished packing this first cart, and then I go to pack the second cart, and she's starting to walk away, and she's running my feet over as she's doing it. Like, she's just trying to get to the service desk so that way she can go tattle on me. And then she goes, and I finish packing the cart, and I move my foot away as much as I can so she doesn't run my foot over. And she goes and she yells at the service desk lady, who, is, well, I wouldn't, we're coworkers. But anyway, like, we talk, she doesn't hate me. We're not best friends, but, like, we're coworkers. We hang out. Well, we don't hang out after work. Anyway, truth is, like, we're not, like, one of those you get the idea. Anyway, so she's screaming at the service desk lady, and then the one of the hiring managers comes in, or one of the managers comes in, and is talking to her too, and she just storms out, and it's like, so then I wait, and then the people after her in line was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just not having a really good day. And she's like, well, she was out of line too. She seemed like she was pretty rude. And I'm like, yeah, the best thing to do is just shut up sometimes. And they were like, yeah, I get you. And, like, pretty much the rest of the night, I was just, like, having those moments where I was, like, kind of, like, crazy giggling to, like, try not to like, cry or, like, lose my mind. I was, like, doing, like, the crazy giggles to, like, calm down. So, yeah, and then I asked when I got on break, I was like, so what'd she say? And she said that apparently I was ignoring her, and I wasn't. I just expected she was gonna get her own cart. She could have asked me, can you get me a cart? Like, I would have gladly got her a cart. Like, but it would have been nice if she would have been like, can you get me a cart? And not been like, I should go get a cart, and then stare me down and then get mad at me when I don't get them a cart. Like, I'm packing your bags. Like, I get it. Like, it's part of my job description to do little things like that. But it's like, sometimes I do that, and then they're like, oh, I would have done it. It's like, there's no point. Sometimes they do it, and sometimes they don't. And it's like, I need to know if you're gonna do it yourself or if you want me to do it. Like, I didn't know at that point. So, you need to tell me. So, yeah, that was my crazy stories so far. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Crazy work stories. So yeah. Hopefully I will see you next week. If not, see you soon. Okay.
Bye.